Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer. This is the Propane 1 million RP King of the Hill Championship. This is going to be episode 50, featuring the return of the Speedy Weenie's Revenge by myself, the Jimmer. And the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is going to be taking on our current second place king, the Sword of Light by Zyonix. This is going to be a nail-biting battle for me. Definitely been worried about this matchup. You can see the Sword of Light is essentially a giant laser system with some Heliblade splinters to hold it up in the air and just a little bit of shielding. Very, very powerful laser damage, and also has these two escort fighters loaded up with missiles, very agile, very dangerous. The last time I faced this entry with the last iteration of the Speedy Weenie's Revenge, those missiles totally wrecked me, and I didn't even get a chance to take on the Scarlet Devil. I'm hoping that my laser shields hold up and I'm able to get through this battle. Let's get things sped up, get this underway. See the laser guided missiles already inbound. The two microfighters coming towards the Speedy Weenie's Revenge, and here come their missiles. Oh, looks like only a couple connected there. And oh, did I miss? It looked like... Oh no, I think that was the missiles did not connect from the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. They were taken out by the lambs on the Sword of Light. Alright, looks like so far... Oh, wow. One of the microfighters taken out there. I did not see the shot. But let's get a damage report. It's like Sword of Light 100%, Speedy Weenie's Revenge 100%, and that one microfighter down to 73%. It's like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge has switched targets back to the Sword of Light. Looks like its laser shields are holding so far. Let's go follow the laser beams back to their source and see how the sword is doing. It's like the one fighter, it looks like the one fighter is down, and the other is somewhat damaged, having trouble flying. Actually, it's possible, I'm not sure. I know there have been like some buoyancy changes. There was drag changes a while ago. I believe the Sword of Light was made with those drag changes in line, or excuse me, in mind. But there was changes to engine power, like thrust and buoyancy, that could be affecting the performance here. It looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge flying right under the Sword of Light. This could be good if it can get ahead of those shields. It has a chance of landing some shots. As it is right now, oh, it doesn't look like. Looks like it is damaged. It is not even aiming its main cannon. Oh, there we go. So it looks like the turret is turning now. So whatever damage had occurred has been repaired. And the Sword of Light is has now completely turned around and is getting that laser damage in. Let's get another damage report. All right, Speedy Weenie's Revenge 100%, Sword of Light 100%. One of the guards 100, the other 73. Getting a bit of slowdown here. Oh, and here we go. Here come the missiles from the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. It looks like they are targeting that far drone. I'm not sure why they like that drone so much, but they certainly do. Oh, those missiles just ducking underneath that fighter there. Looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge able to avoid the missiles this time, and has a chance. Really needs to get some shots in on that main laser craft there. I'm really worried about that laser damage. Once it breaks through the shields, it'll just keep going right through, and Speedy Weenie's Revenge won't really have a chance to recover. Needs to quit firing at the fighters. Oh goodness. It's like another missile strike here. Oh, and at the last second, changing targets. That was interesting. Missiles were halfway to the fighter, and it switched targets there. Ooh, big missiles! Oh, just ducked under that missile strike. That's could have been a lot of trouble for the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. Yeah, it looks like still ignoring the Sword of Light. And instead focusing on the fighters. Not the best strategy here. Really needs to get some shots in on that Sword of Light and stop this this laser punishment. Seems to be repairing through it all right, not getting taken out quite yet, but that's a lot of resources being wasted. Here we go. Here come the missiles. See if they were fired at the correct time, if they're going to be able to make it in. It looks like the lambs, the lambs on the Sword of Light is taking out those missiles before they're able to connect. See if we can and once again flying underneath the Sword of Light, getting past the shields. Let's see if it's able to fire its turret before the Sword of Light gets its shields back in facing the right direction. Oh, there we go. Got a shot through the shields, but not anywhere near enough damage there to make a difference. Looks like the fighters have pretty much dropped out of this battle. They might be a little too slow, aren't able to keep up, or just possibly damaged and not flying optimally. Let's take a look at the Sword of Light over here. Ooh, see some more blocks falling off. But it looks like it has, once again, been able to turn and get its shields facing towards the enemy. And firing away there. See the lambs going off. Ooh, another good shot there. It looks like the Sword of Light is starting to falter a little bit. Let's get to a damage report, see if it is real damage or just superficial. Looks like mostly superficial, sort of like 99%. That should be no problem for it to heal up. Looks like we have indeed lost one of the guards, down to one fighter escort, and the Sword of Light just a little bit damaged, taking some cosmetic damage there. Yeah, the lambs on the Sword of Light just eating through all of these missile strikes. Looks like the only damage the Speedy Weenie's Revenge has been able to get in is with that railgun. Looks like this fighter might have taken another shot there. It's kind of wobbling in the air. I know they have an awkward flight profile anyway. Looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge once again has switched targets and is targeting the fighter here. So far, the fighter really not able to connect with those missiles. Oh, there we go. I did not see it, but I definitely heard the APS land a round into this fighter. Fighter is recovering though. Might get a one last chance at a good missile strike here. Follow these missiles in. I do not believe these have the range or the ability to get through the lambs. There we see the lambs firing already and taking these missiles out before they even get close. And the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is intent on finishing those fighters. Maybe that is the more... Oh, we can see it ate some missile strikes right there, though. Maybe that is the more intelligent strategy, as it was the fighters that won the fight for the Sword of Light against the last Speedy Weenie's Revenge. And now that this fighter is down in the water, we should see the torpedoes come in and finish it off. Looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is fast enough to close the distance on the Sword of Light. But we've got a missile strike coming in at a lot closer distance here. Will it be able to get through the lambs? No. Oh, getting very close. Another missile strike. The lambs doing their purpose there and stopping all those missiles. Oh, that's actually pretty cool looking. Oh, that's awesome. The frags getting scattered by the shields there. Looks really cool. Here we go. This is a very dangerous position for the Sword of Light. The Speedy Weenie's Revenge able to get past its shields and aim its cannons at the unshielded portion. See if we can get a good APS shot in there. Looked like a decent shot there, just knocking some blocks off, but I think this is going to come down to a battle of attrition. Which ship is able to get the most damage in on its opponent. At this point, it's probably pretty close. Unfortunately, there's no way to see how much resources. So it would be great if you could kind of use like the vehicle menu or something to see how many resources each team has left. As of now, I don't believe there's any way to do that. If there is a way and you know of it, leave a comment down below so I can get that in future battles. Let's get another damage report here. Looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is slightly ahead, 99%, Sword of Light, 97. Losing some more blocks there. You can see when it's faced correctly, its shields do an excellent job of preventing any APS rounds from getting through. But the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is fast enough to get around those shields on occasion and actually do some real damage. Yeah, this has just been a crazy battle between these two. Really start to think one is winning or the other's winning, and then quickly change my mind. It's really hard to tell at this point. I think the Speedy Weenie's Revenge... Ooh, sorry for dropping you in the water there. I think the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is the slight advantage at this point, having taken out the fighters and so far able to survive the onslaught from that incredibly powerful laser. I think it's really going to come down to which entry runs out of resources first, unable to continue the repairs, because they are both just continuously taking damage. Looks like the Sword of Light is able to get just kind of a continuous stream of light damage, and the Speedy Weenie's Revenge just every once in a while landing a really good shot with that APS cannon. I believe we have hit the 15-minute mark. Didn't take a good look at the clock before I started this, but we'll give it 5 more minutes here, as it is too close to call at this point. Both ships in the high 90s. I prefer to let this go to a definitive end, if possible. Anyway. Actually, I think at this point, if you consider how much RP is this versus the fighters, might be even closer than I'm thinking. RP or U. So it looks like the fighters are actually about 70-ish or 60 RP each. So yeah, it's very close. I think we could potentially call this in favor of the Speedy Weenie's Revenge just based on the mental math. But I'm going to go ahead and let it go the full overtime. This has been a great battle. I don't mind letting it go a little bit longer. I think you guys will enjoy it too. Let's get another damage report here. Speedy Weenie's Revenge actually a little bit low here, down to 98. Sword of Light at 100%. Got about 2.5 minutes left in this battle. Another missile barrage thwarted by the lambs of the Sword of Light. It looks like the APS gun on the Speedy Weenie's Revenge has been taken out. Speedy Weenie's Revenge losing a lot of blocks here. Could be in trouble. This is going to be a very tough battle to call. I might have to actually pull out a calculator and see who is ahead. Speedy Weenie's Revenge still healing though, back up to 99%, Sword of Light 100%. So wow, this battle looks like it's surprisingly going to go the distance, even though these two have just been beating on each other the whole fight. Got a little over a minute left. Yeah, without that APS cannon, I don't think the Speedy Weenie's Revenge has a chance of ending this fight. Its only hope now is surviving to the end without taking too much damage, and then hopefully taking out those fighter escorts will provide it with enough of an RP advantage to get the win here. At least I am certainly hoping that. I'm sure Zyonix is hoping the opposite, and hoping his laser's able to core through here at the last second and detonate something inside the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. Here we go. I think we're going to get maybe one last missile strike down to the final minute, and then we will have to call it based on the percent remaining. Alright, and that is time right there. Alright, so let's get a, looks like Speedy Weenie's Revenge at 98%, Sword of Light 100%. I'm just going to go ahead and let this play out there and do a little bit of math. So Speedy Weenie's Revenge at 98%, and the Sword of Light 100%, so we'll say the two fighters were something like I said, about 60k apiece, so 120 divided by the 1 million limit. Actually, I have that backwards. The Sword of Light is, here, let's take another peek. Oh, my mic, I apologize for that. Let's get over here. Do I have, no, I have the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. I believe this was like something like 870, so 870 over a million is like 87%, yeah. Don't know why I need a calculator for that. So yeah, the Speedy Weenie's Revenge able to just barely win that fight, pushing the king all the way to the end and taking out the two fighters. So we'll get this reset and get battle number 2 underway. Sword of Light gets the first spawn here towards in the air. Alright, here we go. Get the interface off. Get this sped up. Get the battle underway. Here we go, round 2. Definitely making note of the time. And looks like the alpha strike of missiles from the fighters. Some of the missiles actually connecting on the Speedy Weenie's Revenge this time. Ooh, is the Sword of Light tumbling over there? Oh, maybe just getting set at its cruising altitude. Yeah, just a little instability there while it got to its preferred altitude. Looks like the fighter's doing just fine. Let's get an initial damage report. Alright, that's an easy one. Everybody 100%. Speedy Weenie's Revenge 99%. So it looks like we might have a similar battle here. See if Speedy Weenie's Revenge able to take out the fighters another time. Or, ooh, eating some more missiles. This battle could swing the other way. It was very close that first round. I think I see what's happening. The actual turret doesn't have, I don't believe I put a laser shield on that, just armoring up the hull, and it looks like from certain angles that laser is cutting through the turret and shutting down a lot of the damage on the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. You can see the repair bots busy at work getting that turret back up and running, but definitely putting a damper on the effectiveness of the Speedy Weenie's. get another damage report here. It's like much the same. Everybody 100%. Speedy Weenie's Revenge just ticked up to 100%. See if that fully repaired turret is able to actually land some shots here. Did we lose a fighter? I'm only seeing the one fighter. Oh, yeah, we somehow lost a fighter in there. I didn't see it get taken out. I wonder if possibly the two fighters collided. They were flying very close to each other. Possibly also a sniper round I just didn't see. But in any event, we are down to once again one fighter, and then the main sword of light. Ooh, good missile strike coming in there. Saw a bit of EMP as well as some frag damage going off, and putting a nice dent there in the side of the Speedy Weenie's Revenge. Once again, the Sword of Light has excellent lambs. So far unable to be penetrated by missiles. And then we see the Speedy Weenie's Revenge taking out that second fighter. So once again, it is down to the two main ships. We'll see if it goes any different this time. It looks like it may be similar to that last battle where the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is able to win just by surviving. Kind of a lackluster way to win. I would much prefer taking this Sword of Light out of the air, but it is just such a well-built vehicle. Zinix did a great job as always. Ooh, actually saw a missile get in there. Look at that. Actually landed a missile strike and knocked some blocks off of that Sword of Light. Sword of Light doesn't seem to really care though. Just continuing to execute its game plan. Looks like the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is going to come in for another attack run. Here come the missiles. See if the missiles are able to break through again. On that last strike, they were able to saturate the lambs and actually land a couple shots. Oh, those got very close, but I don't think any of them got through the lambs. And Speedy Weenie's Revenge taking a little bit of laser damage in return. we're about halfway through this second round here. About 7 more minutes in regulation, and then more than likely we'll have another overtime. Watch this battle from the perspective of the Sword of Light here. See those lambs just so good. Ooh, and the APS round going just underneath there. And there we see a shot going all the way through the Sword of Light, but not taking out any of the critical components. Being laser-based, the Sword of Light doesn't really have anything explosive on board, so it's just going to take the raw damage of the Speedy Weenie's Revenge to take it out. Can't rely on detonating APS turrets or ammo barrels or anything like that. Here comes another missile strike. Will any of these missiles make it through the lands? No. Being taken out right at the last second. Oh, that one almost snuck in there. Looked like it ran out of fuel just as it arrived on target. What's the APS doing? Looks like the turret there on the Speedy Weenie's Revenge is still intact. And there you go. See another cannon shot there, just going directly through, but not really doing much to the Sword of Light besides knocking off 4 or 5 blocks. See, the Sword of Light's just gonna quickly repair that back up and get right back to the business of sorting with light. Well, there we go. We see the you can see the large jet engine there get shot off. Here comes a missile strike here. Looks like the missiles are going to, yeah, they're already out of fuel. Oh. Got about 4 more minutes in regulation, and it looks almost certain at this point we're going to need an overtime. And we have missiles away. See if they are able to connect before running out of fuel. It does not look like it. Once again, the Lamb's taking out all those missiles just in time. Looks like losing a few blocks there. I think that was actually the laser shooting off its own face there a little bit. See, yeah, definitely you can see missing a shield or two there. Ooh, and a good shot before the shields came back up. Looks like the Sword of Light in a little bit of trouble. The first time we've actually seen it in trouble here. Oh wow, all the way down to 96%. So yeah, oh, healing up fast though. Look at how fast those heals are. So yeah, getting hurt a little bit there, showing some vulnerability. So certainly not unkillable, just extremely tough. And another missile strike, not going to be able to close that distance there now. Alright, and we are into overtime. Let's get a damage report. Sword of Light 99, Speedy Weenie's Revenge 100. Oh, goodness. It's actually, here, let's take a peek at the Sword of Light here. Show me your secrets, my friend. Alright, Sword of Light. So, yeah, so if we go by the total RP here, you can see the Sword of Light, from a team perspective, is actually down to about 86%, being at 860,000 of the initial million starting RP. And, oh, this is a close battle. I think it would be fair to call this in favor of the Speedy Weenies Revenge, but just for the sake of the battle, I'm gonna let this go to overtime. I certainly hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. But this is just such a great battle. I want to see it end definitively. Looks like the Sword of Light. No, it's doing all right. Looked like it was falling there for a second, but I think it's just fine. Yeah, so I'm going to give that just another couple minutes here. We'll go about 3 or 4 minutes. And then go ahead and call the battle at that point if it's not already over. Looks like the APS cannon, the railgun there on the Speedy Weenies Revenge has been at least temporarily disabled, not firing any shots. And here we go with the missile strike. See if these missiles are able to get through, and just getting oh so close. Did one of them get through there? I don't see any blocks falling down. I don't think. I think it just got taken out by the lambs right there at the last second once more. And yeah, it looks like the turret there on the Speedy Weenies Revenge has been severely damaged. You can see some repair bots at work, but for the time being, not going to have much damage getting on target. Oh, Speedy Weenies Revenge down to 96%, healing back up to 97 there. So definitely taking a beating here. Very close fight. Looks like unfortunately it is going to come down to a decision. We've got about 2 minutes left, or actually a minute left. So the Sword of Light has right around a minute in order to take out the Speedy Weenies Revenge. Really its only hope of winning at this point. Doesn't look like the Speedy Weenies Revenge really going to get any more offense off in this fight. You can see continuously getting its turret stripped off by the laser damage. There's definitely an oversight on my part not putting a laser shield on the turret. Alright, and here we go. Looks like the last attack run of the fight. And the missiles are away. And we'll see if any are able to connect. Looks like the lambs, once again, taking out all those missiles. And the Speedy Weenie's Revenge going to sneak underneath the Sword of Light here before turning for another attack run. But unfortunately, that is our time limit. That is the end of the fight. I thought it was a great fight. Unfortunately, we had to go to a judge decision instead of a knockout, which I prefer. But still, a really great fight between these two. Was really, really worried there at the beginning when the Speedy Weenie's Revenge was getting tripped up on the fighters. But ultimately, those fighters proved to be the weakness of the Sword of Light, getting taken out and dropping its total RP percentage down below the RP percentage of the Speedy Weenie. Oh wow, and Speedy Weenie taking a lot of hits here. I think if this battle were to go on with an unlimited time limit, I think the Sword of Light would eventually win, depending on fuel reserves. But we do have the time limit, and unfortunately, for the Sword of Light, the Speedy Weenie's Revenge has won, and we'll move on. We will have, in our next episode, we will have the championship match between the Speedy Weenie's Revenge and the Omega Nightmare by Scarlet Devil. So I hope you guys are enjoying these battles. I certainly am. And if you want to see some more tournament action here and From the Depths, go ahead and click on that next video. Oh, and look at that. Right on cue, the Speedy Weenie's Revenge goes down. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.